Hello everyone, welcome to another tutorial on design with depth. In this tutorial we're going to be learning how to design the hero section of a website in Autolayout. So this is a website I'm currently building as a just a mini case study, and the hero section is usually the first thing that the users see when they come on your website. It passes the message in a fast and swift, in precise lines, in precise statements. So today I'm going to be showing you how I designed the hero section of this website using Autolayout. I remember in my last tutorial, which was also my first tutorial, I got questions, or I got requests to design in Autolayout, or to show how I create my designs in Autolayout. So that is what this tutorial will be focusing on. So if it's your first time here, please do well and subscribe to my channel. So without wasting any more time, let us delve right into this. So I take my desktop frame, yes, 1440 by 1024. I have my desktop frame. I encourage that you make use of layout grids, especially if you are just starting out. This is okay, I'll just do a duplicate of this. This is the layout grid I used for this particular design. So that is okay. If you want to see the grids you are currently using on a particular design, just Shift G and it brings it out. So yeah, rows 800, type is center, height is 8, gutter is 0, and for the column, the count is 12 columns. Stretch, that's the type, then the margin is 80 and the gutter is 20. You can readjust it depending on what you prefer or what you like. It's all depend, but this is like the standard. This is the standard grid style that I like to use. I use my grid style a lot because it makes me ensure that my designs are clean and are well arranged and organized. So like I said, I don't want to waste too much time, so let's just delve right in. The font, so usually I would advise that when you're about to start your design, you have a style guide where you can just easily refer to and pick your fonts or pick your colors. But because this is just a simple tutorial, I will not be making use of the style guide because I used a different font. But in case you are curious, this is what a style guide where is it? So this is what a style guide looks like. This is I'm actually building a design system here, so it's a bit extensive, it's a lot, but this is basically what a style guide looks like. You have your fonts, you have your typography, you have your colors, you have your shadows, you have your spacers, you have your desktop grid, your mobile grid, your buttons, like that. If you are curious as to how to make a style guide or a design system is more extensive than a style guide, but if you are curious about how to make a style guide, just drop a comment in the comment section, and I would definitely consider it on my next tutorial. Okay, so let's not waste much time. I'm going to be using in this place I used Leto, the font Leto, and why I use Leto is because it has almost different types of fonts. That is, you have the thin, extra, light, regular, medium. So I advise that you use a font that has almost all of these options, so that you can easily tweak your designs as the case may be. And for this that's for the primary font, and for the other font I'm using Cormorant Garamond. Oops. So let's get to it. The name of my app is Anywork. Oops. Okay, so Anywork, I'm going to use later. I'm just going to design like a simple logo, like just a simple logo. So if there was a style guide, I don't have to necessarily do this. I'll just already see that my font, the desktop size font should be maybe 64 or 48 if there was a style guide. But like I said, this is just a quick tutorial. So just to make it look less blank, I will add this. I might be referring to this design just to go and pick the colors I need, so bear with me. So okay, now let's get to this. So how Autolayout works, I remember when I just started designing, if I want to do a button like this, get started for example, I will 8, or if 8 is too small, maybe 12. Then I'll now pick my text, then write something like get started. But the issue with this is that when you start moving it, there could be lots of issues. Like, then you worry too much about ensuring that it is uniform, it is well put together. When you want to do your next triangle, you are struggling on placement and all. And this is the solution Autolayout brings to things. It makes your work well put together. So I'm just going to show you an example of how I would create my buttons in Autolayout. So now let's start. Get started. I type get started. Oops. Okay. I'm not using this font. I'm using Cormorant. Garamond. Okay, that's great. I think I'm using I'll use 24 budget, so you can always adjust it. So once you add this, how do you put it in Autolayout? You do Shift A. See, you see this thing, Autolayout added. So if I want to add something else to this get started, for example, like get started now, you see it's extending the button for me. Like, I don't have to start moving or adjusting anything. I'm just going to undo that for now. So in Autolayout, these places are very, very important. That is where you adjust the dimensions or the dynamics of your Autolayout. This place is the horizontal space between items. This space is the horizontal padding. Padding is like the spacing between the container and the text. So this is the vertical padding. So for example, usually I like to do my padding or whatever I do in multiples of 4 or 8. It has something to do with pixels and the likes, but I could get to that later. I don't want to edge too far off from this topic of discourse. So I will just adjust sometimes I change everything to 0 depending on what I'm doing. But for this, I'll make my horizontal padding 12 and my vertical padding or maybe I'll make my vertical padding 12. I'll make my horizontal padding 16. Yeah, but I can't really see any colors here, so I want to fill it with colors. For my style guide, like I said, I did a bit of style guide, but I'm not using it for this complete design. Sorry, I want to fill this place, so I come here, you scroll down, you see fill, and I pick my color. This color is because it has been pre-saved. I've generated the color styles previously on this system, but usually you can just go and pick your color from the regular color picker. And there's something about contrast and the likes too. There's a lot of tutorial that can be done, but this color black does not align well with this blue background, so I'm just going to change it to a shade of white. Mind you, it's advisable that you don't use pure white, that is FFF, although this is FFFFF blah blah blah, but it's advisable that you don't use pure white or pure black. So usually what I try to do is I pick this blue, then I try to find the white in that color spectrum. So I want it to have rounded corners like this. Like, let me show you the design. I want it to have rounded corners, but what I currently have is sharp corners. Like, okay, I think I should even present this so that we can be comparing the two. So this is, can you see? I remember when I started my design, I used to wonder why is it not staying in one place? We'll get to how you can make it stay in one place. Like, just stay with me. Like, you see, it looks like it's not staying in one place. It looks like this one is running away. This one is. So how do you make that work? We'll get to it shortly. Okay, so I want this to have rounded corners. So I come to this place, corner radius, and I change it to 8. I'm okay with this, but you can change it to 12, 10, depending on what you want. So okay, let's leave it at this. And you can create more space, like more spacing, more padding for your design. It depends on you, honestly. It depends on what you want. It depends on what you're trying to achieve. It depends on what will work best for your users. So let's not waste more time. So that's how to create a button in Autolayout. So whenever you're moving anything, it's not like you're moving the wordings alone, or you're moving everything together. Like, you're moving this frame together. Basically what Autolayout does is that it puts your item, it puts things in a frame, and you don't even know the effect until your engineers or the developers start working on it. then you see like how useful Autolayout is in the scheme of things. So you notice here that I put like some circles and stuff. I just did it so to make the design not to look blank. So I'm going to just pick an ellipse here, and send it to the back. Send to the back. Then do another one. I think I put another one. Then how do you scale down without losing the shape or the shape of your element? So I do K. You just click on K and you drag down. I clicked on letter K, and so I'm just trying to like fill this here. Okay. Then I'm just going to change this color. I'll close it here and change this color. So this is how you fill your designs with color. I come to fill, and because I do not know the exact color I used here, so I just come here, I click on this pencil icon, and good. So my color has changed here. Oops. Then I did the same for this place. So what I do is I click on shift, I take this, then I put them all in Autolayout. These 3 navigation bars, I put them in Autolayout. That is, so you come here, you see that the distance between horizontal space between items is 35. I prefer to use like a multiple of 4 or 8. So I think the closest multiple of 4 is 36. So I think I'm just going to stick with 36 for now. Yeah. Then this thing, when I put it on Autolayout, I did not change the padding. Usually it's advisable you just change it to 0 when you do not need it for like anything. Hopefully I get to show you what will happen if you don't change it to 0. So I have my sign in here and my get started call to action button. I'm just going to change this thing to 8. Okay, I prefer that. So I'll do a duplicate. For my duplicate, I do command D. So my call to action button can still be here. Then I do another call to action button, but this is sign in. So you see that the box is just adjusting to whatever I want it to adjust to. But now I'm not filling it with color. So this one is color blue already. I'm not filling it with color. But first thing first, I have to change this font to gray. Then this blue. I don't need the color fill, but I want a stroke line along the design, so I could just use this, something like this. Okay, yeah, so So how do I put it? So this is an Autolayout because it's a button. This is also an Autolayout. How do I put it to an Autolayout? I just do shift. I copy both, shift A. What's the distance between them? 16. So if you look at this section of your Autolayout, I don't know if you can see it. This arrow means that it's going either horizontal layout. This one means that it's going vertically. So imagine I want the get started to be on the sign up. I just click like this. Imagine I want the get started to be on top. I click on the get started and I move it up. Or I click on the sign in the whole frame, I move it up. But I don't even want any of that, so I click on the whole frame, that is this frame, not this frame, not this frame, this frame, and I click here, horizontal layout. Then but I see that it's not well arranged compared to the others, so but I need to confirm that the fonts are the same thing, 32. Although I feel like these fonts are too big, and that's one of the many disadvantages of Autolayout. You might have to like do individual that's why you need to be sure of the font size you want to use, except you start putting things in components. That's when you know that you can easily adjust one thing or the other, and like adjust one thing and everything just changes. But we're good. Okay, so this is here. So usually if you're just starting out and everything is looking like it's modeled or you're not sure of the line, you can do your shift R, that's for ruler, just to drag it to see that. Oh, then I like my the distance between the header of the desktop and this to be about 80. Okay, so if this moved up a bit, I would like to do this. And take note of your gutter, your border. So this one, because it's auto layout, is not staying fixed here. If you want it to compulsorily stay fixed, click on this place, absolute position, then you see I'll be able to move it. Okay. Then I'll be able to move it. But I don't need it in front, so I'm just going to click send to back. Yeah, and we're good. So I always put my ruler like at the tail end of to remove the ruler, just click shift R again. So this thing can be at the center, honestly, it can be at the sides, it can be close to this one, anywhere you want to put it is fine, honestly. So I'm just going to, if I put everything in Autolayout together, it's going to create a mess. So I'll just pick this one. So let's assume we want to put it closer to this one, like I did here. So I'll just put this one and this one, shift A. Now it's in Autolayout. What's the distance apart? 39. I'm just going to put 16, like for uniformity, 16 pixels and all. So this one, they're already together, but you'll notice that these things are in the middle, these ones are here. What do? Look at this place I'm rotating around. I want everything to be in the middle, so I just click on this auto layout section. See, if I click on the top, they go to the top, but it's not aligned and it makes your design look not clean. So I put align to center and whoops, we're good. See, so now let me present. Okay, yeah, so like I said, I don't want this thing moving around. What do? Options, fit width, and you see that it's sticking, it's staying somewhere. But you see that this the space between run and errand, any work business, GoPro, it is not the same as the space between this place. So what do? I come here and so I'm clicking the frame that has just this one, and I reduce it to 16 just for the sake of uniformity. And now we are good. But of course, I can always increase the spacing. But design is a lot of iteration, so you can just go ahead till you're sure of what you want. Okay, so I did the same here. So it's already centralized. So we're good. But I feel like the space between this thing is too close, so I'll just do this is already extending outside your margin, so I'm just going to bring it in. So now the header. Okay, it gets more done in less time. Definitely putting it in auto layout because shift A. Of course, you can decide not to. Then wait till you have your this next thing. This your next font. So I'm just doing a duplicate of this and putting it here. But why I'm putting this in auto layout is so that when I have other things like using our all in one, like it keeps x I can just use it. And just easily, so we're good. To maintain a distance of 32 pixels. Then of course you get your get started button, your call to action button, and bring it down here. So I'm just using the distance between each element. Shift A, but I change this auto. So what I'm changing is the vertical space between items to 32. Okay, then I'm changing this color to this. This black is too black, so I'm just going to change it to this. Yeah. And this one I'm going to darken it a bit to show that. And this one I'm going to lighten it up a bit. Sorry, I feel like I'm already talking to myself. Yeah. Okay, so then you notice I did this download on iPhone, download on Android. Usually I get it's advisable that you get your, so first things first, I do a duplicate of this secondary CTA button and I drag here. So, and the advantage of Autolayout, it just extends for you download on iPhone, then another duplicate, download on Android. So, but I need to put in my icon, so I'm just going to get my icon from one of these Figma plugins. Iconify. Apple. Import icon. This is already 24 by 24, so no need to adjust. So I just drag it. See, this one is already in Autolayout. Ensure that you're not removing it out of the frame. Ensure that you're not removing it out of the frame. So just click and drag. What's the distance between these two items now? 0. So I'm just going to increase it to maybe 8. Yeah. This is too close to this. This 24 by 24 is looking a bit too small for this font. So what did I use? Except you want to skip 24. So I just centralized this. Looks good. So now to get the Android icon, spacing between this and this, Shift A, 16, and this. Okay. So you see that there's a problem between here, here, and here. I want this thing to touch the wall, but it's not, and this is the cause. That's why sometimes I said you have to change all of this to 0, 0, and 0. Now it's touching the wall. Same with this. Okay, so good. And the good thing about Autolayout is you can easily move anything, like anything. So you can just do a lot of rearrangements. So I'm going to click this whole frame and this one, and I'm going to do Shift A. So the distance, reduce it to 32, and we are good. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep this spacing in multiple of 38. Yeah. 96. Then I like to include an image, but So I get my image from this illustration file from Figma plugin, icons 8, icons illustration, and photos. There are a lot of illustrations that you can explore, but for the purpose of this design, I'm using this Dracy illustrations. So let me just try and see if I can find the one I used. Okay, I used this. I did a flip horizontal just to change the position. Then I used trying to get the exact one I used. Okay, and this. Okay. Oh. If you don't take your cursor off this, it will just replace. Alright. Okay, this was the exact one I used. This one has background, so yeah, and I use this. Okay. I use this. So what I just did to this is I flipped horizontally just to add to the design. Then I introduced these ellipses just for because I wanted to add more volume to the design. So okay, just to then I do a duplicate. Then I send to the back. I send this one as well to the back. I change I reduce this size a bit just for it to fit. You reduce you scale down or up using the button K so that it doesn't like mess up any aspect of the design. So I just use my color picker to pick these colors so I don't have to start looking for them. Yeah, my color picker and this. Yep. So I wanted to reduce the dimensions of this. Yeah. So to remove your grid, shift G, and now let's present our design. Ooh, drum rolls. And that's our landing page. Okay, I added a bit of design to this page as well. So I'm just going to pick my ellipse, then I wanted something like a circle. So you see it's in Autolayout, so I just changed it to absolute value so that it lies where I want it to be exactly. Then I remove the color fill, but I add a stroke to it. Then I add a stroke to it using this color here. But it's so tiny, so I'm just going to bring it outside. Then change it to 4. Yeah. Has something like this. You can reduce it or increase it depending on what you want. Okay, so now let's present our design. Oops. Yeah, and that's how this was designed in Autolayout. Yeah, so that's how I design my stuff in Autolayout. So if you have any more questions or inquiries or whatever it is that you just want to like point out, please feel free, let me know, drop it in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe. Talk to you later. Bye.